Welcome back, Wichita family. Ha! Look, man, this is what's been happening. I know everybody's been getting a glimpse of the Colin Kaepernick situation. Yes, Colin Kaepernick is what I said. We have had a podcast about him previously. LT and I sat down and got to talk about him and the whole, breaking down the play. What was it? The Star Spangled Banner and the third stanza and what it means for Colin and people of color and things like that, and the police and in the armed forces. Well, guess what, y'all? It's still going on. As a matter of fact, it's gotten even worse. He's not being picked up for any team in the NFL. I don't know if it was because Trump threatened the owners or whatever, or I don't know if it's because they truly think he's going to be some type of a distraction. But if you look at his stats, no, he didn't have stats like Tim Tebow. They weren't inconsistent. He played better than the first string. He had better stats than the first string quarter. What was it? Blaine Gabbert was in front of him last year.
Yeah.
And then he's getting picked up, or he's not getting picked. He's getting passed over by scrubs, 34-year-old scrub quarterbacks and 29-year-old quarterbacks who are throwing 19 interceptions in a season and stuff like that, And
for those of you who are Force fans, he got passed over in favor of one David Olson, who you may be familiar with. He got signed to the Baltimore Ravens for about a day. But still,
yeah, absolutely.
He was signed before Colin Kaepernick. So.
It's ridiculous, Bailey. How you feel about it, Mojo?
Man, as a student of the game, it's hard for me to understand. You have a quarterback that went to the Super Bowl,
right?
Played in the Super Bowl, performed well in the Super Bowl, and y'all trying to tell me there's all these quarterbacks around here that's better than him. Now,
yeah. Okay.
Here's the flip side of it.
All right.
And this is the issue with Colin Kaepernick. And shout out to Shannon Sharp because he been speaking game on it. Any team that picks him up has to understand that you are going to be looked and viewed at by others that you support his cause. Regardless as if you don't or if you do, that's what the issue is. A lot of these people don't want that negative publicity from fans and everything like that because they believe it's going to get protested or anything like that, and it is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to have to deal with that. But if you are specifically looking for a quarterback who is going to win you games, the man should have been picked up a long time ago. Now, the team that finally does it, they're going to get questioned.
Yeah.
Why you took so long? Was the need there? Who's this? Who's that? I don't think that NFL owners are scared to pick him up. I don't think that people do not want him. I think overall, it's just at the end of the day, the internet is savage. And I blame really the sports media over anybody else because they continue to recycle the same issues and bring up the same negativity instead of promoting.
That's what they're paid to do.
Yeah, but that's
what they're paid to do.
That's just the issue, though. And it's nothing wrong with if you want to boycott, not watching the NFL, or if you want to say, hey, if you stand up for nothing or fall for anything, that's really not the issue right now. The issue is that there's a young man out here who's using a platform in a unique way, the same way we're using this platform right now to speak our opinions.
Right.
And for him to speak in this country, it is a privilege. And it's a privilege that a lot of people think he doesn't deserve. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of other people who take advantage of privileges that we have.
But you have to understand, there's a difference between a privilege and a right. It's his right to say what he wants to say.
Correct.
Or to protest, you know what I'm saying? Driving is a privilege.
Right.
You have to get a license to drive.
Right.
You can speak. You have a right to speak.
But the issue is your right to speak shouldn't have to be judged because of how you say it.
Or the privilege of you being in the NFL. Because if I'm in the NFL, I should still have my rights as if I'm a civilian, or this is just my profession. So you made a perfect point. You made a point, let's say that, where you said whatever team he gets picked up to, if he gets picked up, they're going to be viewed as supporting and backing him for what he's standing for. But let's look at it like this. We got Ray Rice, domestic violence. We got the Manzino.
Greg Hart. Johnny Manziel.
Manziel. I said Manzino.
That's his nickname.
Manziel. Johnny Manziel. You got him, and he's had domestic violence. He has drugs, alcohol. He has all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? We got Greg Hardy. And we got people who beat murder cases.
Deuce McAllister.
One of my favorite NFL players, Ray Lewis.
Where do you start? Where do you stop? I mean, it's been
right. But you've let them back on the team.
Absolutely.
So you're supporting that it's okay
Vick,
to dogs. So you're supporting and telling me that, hey, it's okay that you may have possibly killed somebody, but no, or it's okay that you beat up your wife. It's okay that you can get drunk and get destructive and do drugs or even carry a gun and shoot yourself or anything like that. Blow off your pinky with a firework, but it's not okay for you to sit down. It's not okay.
So here's the thing that Colin needs to understand.
I don't want to play for that team if they're going to support all of those other ones that I just said. So
that's one. And the other thing is, you got to keep grinding. You got to keep working out. You have to stay ready.
Right.
Regardless of the situation, eventually somebody is going to call you when that time comes.
Absolutely.
Is it not fair? Yes, but you understand that. And you understand what you're standing up for. So in my opinion, I feel like Colin Kaepernick is fine in the place that he's in. We, as everybody else on the outside looking in, are going to speak for him, and it's going to continue to happen until he gets on the team. But at the end of the day, I feel like Colin Kaepernick needs to continue to do what he's doing, and eventually, if willing, somebody's going to pick him up.
What has he done wrong?
Exactly.
Let's talk about teams that need quarterback. Who can you name just right off the top of your head? Teams that need a quarterback.
The Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
They need a quarterback. The Jets need a quarterback.
Okay.
The Broncos need a quarterback.
Okay. Listen, we can go on and on because there's only a handful of good quarterbacks in the NFL.
Hell yeah.
There was one team that had the need for a quarterback going into the draft, and I feel like they addressed that need for the simple reason that they would not have to sign Colin Kaepernick.
Would that be Chicago?
That would be the Houston Texans.
Ooh.
If you remember the Houston Texans, they were being rumored to be looking at Colin Kaepernick.
Right.
And they ended up drafting Deshaun Watson,
who's not bad.
I love him. He's as a quarterback. I like what he did, how he came down, won that championship under pressure, game-winning play, all of that. But I feel like they did that. They may have liked him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think they did that so they wouldn't have to deal with Colin Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick's still young. Go ahead.
My opinion varies. Like, I feel like there are two different needs. There's social needs and there's the NFL needs.
Okay.
To me, I feel Colin Kaepernick has played the ultimate chess move.
Yeah.
And people don't see it, but this is brilliant.
Yeah.
And I'll go back socially, because when we talk about socially, we have to go historically. Because social influences are usually historical. Look at Nelson Mandela. He was not let in. He was a lawyer by profession. He was not let in. He did that jail time, came out, Nobel Peace Prize.
Right.
Greatest person ever. Colin Kaepernick is bearing his cross right now for something that is very simple. Just basic human rights. And he's not allowed to play football. Forget football. It's about being human.
Right.
This is entertainment. That's in NFL needs. Colin Kaepernick and what his abilities have to offer. He's needed. Socially, we need Colin Kaepernick not have a job, because that will make an amazing story 20 years from now.
And
it's gonna be like he's gonna be idolized 20 years from now if he's not hired. If he's hired, then he has been let in. That means the white man said, "Come join us. We are tired of the heat." Because we see in the future, the young boys are gonna be like, "Yo, Colin Kaepernick sat down. He had the ability to offer this team, but they didn't choose him because he stood for something. He was not demasculated. He was not derailed for his beliefs. He stood for something, and he didn't get a team to believe in him. So he'll be like Nelson Mandela." Okay. So right now it's just a double-edged sword. Either you pick him, like at the end of the day, this guy's gonna be a living model. Like he's gonna be a legend. Like seriously, I'm that's my forecast. Like he has done the ultimate chess move.
Right.
where, and let's not get it twisted. Even though Colin Kaepernick doesn't get chosen for any team, he's doing okay financially.
Cap is doing financially.
He's going to do okay financially. We're not even worried about that.
That's where I'm getting at,
And
saying
also-
that he's cool.
But also too, you know, he consciously, he knowingly opted out of his contract. You know, he was under contract for a lot. He renegotiated down, and then he opted out. So now the ball is in your court.
There you go.
It's a chess move.
But-
It's a chess move.
But you kind of hit it on the head too, because at the end of the day, that's a perfect illustration. Because Nelson Mandela never changed, and that's how I
Never
feel.
changed.
That's how I feel right now. Colin Kaepernick just needs to
He's
stay
bearing
the
his
same.
cross.
He need to continue to do what he's doing, stay on his grind, stay there.
Yeah, he's all right. He's bearing his cross.
Yeah.
He's gonna walk to Mount Sinai. He's gonna get those nails inside of him. And guess what? He's gonna be Jesus, and people are gonna praise him at the end of the day. Because he's the person that dared to take that position of being the token guy, being the
He's
person
getting all
that we
the
see on
stones thrown
TV
at
all
him.
the time.
Yeah.
And he's taking that away to let you know that forget that. Before I'm this gladiator on Sundays, I'm a human being.
Right.
Respect my people.
Does the NFL have a history of players standing up for a certain cause or a certain right this
James Brown.
drastically?
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown?
Sorry, my bad. Jim Brown.
What did the NFL do with
stand
Jim Brown?
Well, Jim Brown left the game on his own terms. You know,
So they did. So this is something that's new for him, correct? This is something that's new that they have to
or even under
find a solution for. I guess you would
He's
say.
going to get a team.
even understand.
They're not dumb. He's going to get a team.
But even understand this though, like we look at a Ray Rice now, or we look at an Ezekiel Elliott now, even a Joseph Randle. Back a few years ago, maybe even 10 years ago, these people would still have jobs.
Right.
These people would still have jobs. It's just the way that the media has blown up.
Right.
We have instant access to everything.
Right.
It's it's nonstop world. There was a time where all that mattered was what you did on that football field. You're employed to play football, and as long as you played football and did it well, you had a job. So
Somebody told me that the '80s Cowboys team were all like sniffing coke and winning championships.
The 80s?
No, but that was like
early
that was just
early 90s.
or something like that. I was like, wow, these guys were like sniffing coke and winning championships.
Right.
Top
Yeah.
athletes.
absolutely, Michael Irvin went to college where,
Miami.
and one of the most wild groups came out of Miami,
Right.
and they used to hang around Miami football players. So
Right.
it is what it is.
That tone, man. But now look, this is also what I wanted to do, because I want to see why. We can always be, we can always decide which side we want to be on, but oftentimes we don't put our feet in someone else's shoes, or we don't play devil's advocate just to see why someone's thinking something. So put your shoes in the owner's shoes. All right, put your feet in the owner's shoes. Why wouldn't I pick Colin Kaepernick right now? And I know you made the statement of, well, this is what the organization is gonna say that we support them. Now, is that one or the only thing, the only reason?
No,
Or
It's not the only reason, but I feel like that's the main reason. Because sports media is ruthless, regardless. And as we spoke about earlier, the public relations also. When you finally get Colin Kaepernick to come in, you get that Sunday conversation with ESPN or that CBS special or something like that, and he gets a chance to speak about how he feels. He gonna be real.
absolutely.
After that first football game, when he just balls out and he does great, or if he fails, he gonna speak about what he still wants to speak about. And is,
As he should.
as an NFL owner, am I ready for all that? Or is it the fact that, low key, I admire you, but it's just business?
it comes down to the bottom line. It's the threat of a boycott from the fans or whatever. You get a majority of this comes from white people. The vast majority of it. And white people are the predominant society. And they're the biggest population, and they buy the most tickets.
For sure.
So
In the United States, that is.
Well, it's
true that.
But your other point is that it's a majority of white people because it's not all white people.
No, that's why I worded the way I worded it.
Right.
But at the same, like, who buys the tickets? That's what they look at. Who buys the tickets? You know, and you gotta look at the movement that the NFL has been under, like this support the troops deal. You know, they were getting money for that, but no, we don't talk about that. Patriotism. You know, we ignore the stuff like that, but you know, they created this environment. You know, post 9/11 especially.
You know, it's the modern day example to these athletes to let them know that
Stay in your place.
yeah, your job is to hold that ball, throw it, or run with it, or tackle.
Right.
And when you step out of your field, regardless of your character, regardless of your charisma, you lose something that feeds generations. And that's what they're thinking, and that's why they're scared.
I have been seeing those memes too, where it's a old white man got a Colin Kaepernick in a lynching form. And
It's modern day lynching, and
I have seen that. It's interesting that you say that.
It is modern day lynching, and it's a lynching because you heard about the modern day killing. They kill you on social media, and you'll be still alive.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen it with a lot of
assassination of character.
We sing it with R. Kelly, and I don't want to bring that whole conversation. We sing it with Usher.
But no, go ahead.
We sing it with Usher. We sing it with people like you die on social media.
Oh yeah.
You die. They'll kill you with a gun called a meme. I mean, you know, the people are being killed with a silver bullet. You know, called a meme. And now we have a person like Colin Kaepernick who's all about humanity, who's all about human rights, who's all about equality, that is losing his job in a very, very, very alpha male sport.
Should supporters boycott the NFL?
It's not going to happen.
But should they?
For Colin Kaepernick? For Colin Kaepernick type of behaviors?
If you support Colin Kaepernick and you say, I'm going to boycott the NFL until he gets a job, should people do that?
Should black people boycott Black Friday?
Let's keep it to
It's the same thing. It's mass marketing. It's big marketing. This is big billion. This is a lot of money.
Okay.
You know, NFL is not just football. It's pizza. It's Budweiser. It's all these different things. If you buying beer, indirectly you supporting the NFL, because when they see their beer sales going up and they sent an advert to the NFL game on Sunday, guess what? They saying the NFL thing is working. This is big business. It's just not football.
I see where Latarius is coming from.
But I understand where he's coming from too.
I see where Latarius is coming from, but I wonder if it's brought up even deeper than that. I wonder if there's actual more NFL players, not saying taking money out of their pockets and food out of the table, but you know, everybody needs a job to survive. But it's interesting that you say that, because it's not just the supporters like fans, but I wonder if there's going to be a select group of players, star players, who are financially well off, who don't really need to play this season, who are thinking the same thing.
Well, before we even get to that point, you know, you said, you know, it's more than football. Okay, you pay for a ticket. Okay, that's one way you support the NFL.
Right.
You pay for parking. Right. That's one way you support concession stands. Right. Okay. Jersey sales.
Jersey sales.
You know, things like that.
And that's a physical aspect. But then, if you view into a game,
cable,
right,
satellite,
right,
packages, NFL packages,
right,
yeah. So
watching from home,
yeah.
So
now here's the deal, though. You know, don't get it twisted. You know, you can still. I believe in a tangible boycott, because those ratings are based off of Nielsen ratings.
Right.
It's only a sample market. It's only if you have that box attached to your television set do those ratings count.
Right.
So I'm not even going to sit here in front like, you know, don't watch NFL at all.
Right.
You can do that if you feel convicted that way, but that's not the most effective way to go about doing things.
Absolutely. So what is it that Colin Kaepernick, let's just say Cap, what does Cap need to do at this point? Solution.
And
what is it that needs to happen for Kaepernick?
Piggybacking off what he said something that is real. How do we make our presence felt that what you're doing is not right, but still, like he said, do we boycott the NFL, right? And I want to tell you that this is a machine, and a machine much stronger than what we think mentally right now, because we could think about all the different angles that the way they make money. But I'm now trying to think about not only the NFL, I'm thinking about different other organizations like the NBA. If you look at the NFL right now, I think in their calendar they have some games happening in Wembley in the UK, right? Mm-hmm. They have a very big international market. Mm. Until you stay in the United States, you'll never understand the nuances of racial discrimination. Right. So somebody in Russia will not boycott something they don't understand,
right?
And they'll look at Colin Kaepernick as somebody who's antagonizing the dressing room. Mm-hmm. You know, the smallest demography are the people that are here being oppressed, who are like 17% of the population, 20%. So how are you going to stop that machine? Of course, that 17% of a lot of money is a lot of money still. That's a lot of money.
Right.
Okay.
Here's what to answer both questions, because I just thought about this. Mm-hmm. The best way, essentially, to boycott, if you wanted to, is at the end of the day, NFL owners are still going to have live showings of the games. Because at the end of the day, you can have an empty stadium, but they still going to play the game. It's just going to be It's going to be weird.
Yeah.
But not everybody's going to stand up for it. I see what you're saying on that.
Yeah.
As far as what Kaepernick needs to do, I feel like at the end of the day, he's done enough. Mm-hmm. He really doesn't have to say anything more. But there's going to be a time to where he may need to continue to speak up as far as how he feels about not playing in the NFL. That's fine. Yeah. And he can say, you know, I want to play, I want to do this and everything else. But at the end of the day, he's still going to be ridiculed and criticized.
Facts. I got 2 quick points to make. One, Martin Luther King, he had financial support when he went through his time.
Right.
Yeah.
People like the actor Harry Belafonte supported him. I think, you know, it would be a good gesture for players to maybe get together and give Colin Kaepernick the veteran minimum.
That is the biggest point of the day, and that's why I was trying to channel it. I think it's not with the fans right now, because the fans may not understand the in and outs, and they may not understand the nuances. They may not understand the propaganda being sold on media, like, oh, he's not American, he's not a patriot. The players, the people that are in the plantation, they understand everything. Those are the people that can boycott anything right now.
Oh, yeah.
My second point,
if the machine is not moving, then how is it going to make money?
My second point is, and somebody made this point, is from a union standpoint. When you know that the quarterback is king in football, that's the best player on the field who has the most control.
Right.
And Colin Kaepernick is one of the best quarterbacks, but yet cannot find a job. What does that say about your union?
Ooh, the union's not strong at all.
The union's not strong.
Well, and here's the thing. To take that a step further, it's not even the fact that the union is not strong. What's the point of you having an NFL union if you don't stand up for your people that supports it?
And just talking about the union is marginalizing the NFL. If you see the recent studies show that recently they talked about the head injuries. Like the union has been the NFL does a good job to minimize the power of the different. We don't even have.
No, you good. But here's the thing. On both of y'all's point, not only the union not supporting you, but not only the fact that we making Colin Kaepernick a big situation, but CTE is just as big as this Colin Kaepernick situation, but they pushing Colin Kaepernick more, so that way we can derive from the CTE. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about Colin Kaepernick. Yes, that's important.
They'll replace Colin Kaepernick,
but when the majority of the league is black, and the majority of people with these CTE issues are black players who are retired and don't have the support to have the funding to make sure they okay, that's another issue.
I'm gonna bring another topic. I feel like, and we three right here.
We running out of time, man. We are running out of time.
2 seconds.
Go ahead.
I feel like the NFL and the boxing association, boxing athletes association need to watch for that. Like, cause I don't feel like boxers are not protected after they done. They're not.
We had to get on that another episode.
Definitely.
But like, I'm just saying, you just brought something that sparked them. It's
going on.
I appreciate y'all coming through. Mojo, Strap, LT. Hey man, y'all stay locked in everything we got going on.
Plug.
Oh yeah, we got a plug. Man,
yo,
I gotta slide this. Okay, go ahead. What you got there? Book of the month.
Shout out to my uncle AJ Collier. He's got his book Through Another Set of Eyes. He wanted me to come on here in public for him, so y'all check that out. Amazon, Barnes and Noble, all of that.
Another set of eyes.
Through another set of
eyes.
Yeah,
y'all go
yeah.
check that out, man. Book of the month. Thank you for tuning in to this wonderful episode. Appreciate y'all coming through. Hey, y'all stay locked in. It's Vibe Wichita.
Yep.
Check yeah. The voice of the dub has spoken. Thanks for hanging with us and tuning in to Vibe Wichita. The best of the best. Peace in the dub.